गुड मॉर्निंग फ्रेंड्स, कैसे हो दोस्तों? लास्ट 6 lectures of financial planning and control system. We have seen friends nature of management control system. We have seen tool for strategy. We have seen financial tool as well as the non-financial tools. We have gone through the goal and goal congruence. We have also seen the concept of strategy. We have gone through the BCG matrix, G model, as well as the 5 forces of model. We have also seen the responsibility center, and then we have lastly seen the profit center. Today we will go through, friends, about the transfer pricing with reference to the management control system. It is slightly different than the transfer pricing, what we have seen, what we are normally doing with the income tax. In income tax, we see arm's length price, and then we see the addition, deletion to the profitability. That will not be there here. Here in transfer pricing in MCS, we will have about the how the one unit transfers the material to the another unit, and at what price, so that the particular unit will make profit, a reasonable profit, actual profit, and overall organization will also have the profitability in case of there is a lesser transfer price or more transfer price transferred from one unit to the another unit. Sometimes, friends, what happens is one unit transfers the material to the another unit. Say, for example, I will go through our same example of the ball pen manufacturing company. If the ink is transferred to refill section, that ink cost plus some profit will be charged to the refill section, so that the refill section will transfer the cost of refill plus tip to the ball pen section, and ultimately the ball pen section will charge the to the customer or the distributors. If this transfer price is not transferred or not judged properly or not calculated properly, in that case, what will happen is the final sales price will have an impact, and sometimes the organization may go for losses. So that is why this transfer pricing has a relevance in the financial planning and control system, which is mostly known as the management control system. So friends, let us go to the slides of the FPCS. First of all, we will go through the methods of transfer of goods and services from one profit center to the another companies, where we will have the basics of this transfer pricing. Friends, as I discussed that 2 profit centers, when they are jointly responsible for the product development or a manufacturing and a marketing, it should share the revenue, so that they have their own profitability, and finally the organization will have the profit. The transfer price is the mechanism for distributing this revenue. So if the organization is having 100,000 crore profitability, then how this different division has contributed to that 100,000 crore will be possible only with the transfer pricing. It is not an accounting tool, but rather it's a behavioral tool, so that it motivates the managers or the SBO to make the right decision. So in our old example of refill and ink, the ink manager will have the profitability, and the tip manager will have a profitability, and the refill section manager also will have a profitability. The objectives are it should provide each segment with the relevant information required to determine the optimum trade-off between the company cost and the revenue. Transfer pricing should induce goal congruent decision. So here, as we have discussed in the goal congruent, the manager has a personal goal as well as the professional goals. So here, his goal should not conflict with the organizational goal. So his goal should be the maximize the profitability of his division, but simultaneously, it should also increase the profitability of the organizations. It should help to measure the economic performance of an individual profit center, as we already discussed EVA, that the manager should see that it should not only increase the profitability, it should also increase the economic value in the country. It should be simple to understand and easy to administer. when we are looking at the transfer pricing concept. There are few methods, friends, transfer pricing methods. There are mostly three methods which we always look into. These methods are divided into three parts. One is market-based pricing method. Second is cost-based pricing method. And third is negotiated pricing method. In market-based pricing method, mostly it is at arm's length price. Arm's length price means whatever you sell to third party, you will sell to your internal divisions. Cost-based pricing method means you will have a cost plus margin. So you will calculate what is your variable cost, what is your fixed cost, and you add your margin and transfer to your another unit. Third is negotiated pricing method, where we have a price buying and selling business. Units are free to negotiate mutually except the transfer price. So if refill section says that I will transfer you, ink section will say that I will transfer you ink at 100 rupees per kg, then if for refill section in market it is 90 rupees is available, then he can negotiate with his internal division, and if it is not, then he can always go for the purchasing at the outside. He will not buy from his own division because he is also responsible for his profitability. So first one is I have already discussed. Since cost base also I have discussed that it will add to variable cost plus the fixed cost per unit divided by, and they will add the profit into thing, and then it will transfer. The alternatives are also available under this cost-based method is actual cost approach, then standard cost approach, then variable cost approach, and marginal cost approach. So actual cost approach, as we discussed, variable cost plus fixed costs. Standard cost, every company has a standard of manufacturing particular unit. So if they have certain units, cost already fixed, they will transfer the standard cost, and then whatever is the variance, they will adjust at the year end. With variable cost approach means at the marginal cost, they will transfer the material to the another division. Apart from this, companies also have to decide on the treatment of the fixed cost. Normally, they transfer at the per unit cost, and whatever is the research and development cost, they will see that how it will be accompanied along with the transfer of the variable as well as the fixed cost. Negotiated pricing method, we have already discussed that the business head will negotiate with his own internal division as well as the outside market, and whatever is the cheaper, he will go for that because he is also responsible for his particular profitability because he is a profit center. Tax authority mostly is not following the negotiating pricing method because there are chances of manipulation of prices and etc. and tax liability. So they always taxation department will always follow the cost plus method or the arm's length price. There are two things, friends: upstream fixed cost and the profits. What is this? A typical transfer pricing problem is encountered in oil companies. Normally, this problem upstream fixed cost and profits will come under the wherever there is the extraction of the raw material is there, and then processing charges are there. So in such companies, in the absence of proper transfer pricing, the division that sells the final product to outside customer may not be aware of the fixed cost involved in the internal purchase price. We will have some example of this. For example, an oil company has three divisions. One is the crude oil division, refinery division, and the sales division. So in this case, what happens is the crude oil division transfers the crude oil to the refinery section, and refinery section transfers to the sales division. So the final product of the company, say petroleum, is sold by the sales division, but before this, the crude oil division sells its crude to the refinery division, from where it is sent to the sales division. In this situation, the sales division may underestimate the cost if they are not following the particularly fixed cost method incurred during the extraction and the processing. So it might sell the final product at a price that is not sufficient to recover the fixed cost. So there may be a organizational loss if they are not covering the fixed cost properly. That is what is the meaning of the upstream fixed cost and the profits. In order to tackle this kind of problems, companies should adopt the two following methods. One is a two-step pricing method, profit sharing method, and two sets of prices. Normally, two sets of prices are very difficult and people are not following this because it's very difficult and time consuming. Two-step pricing and profit sharing is normally what they are following. First, let us go to the two-step pricing. Let us go to the theory first. Two-step pricing is, it involves charging for the product being transferred twice. First, the product is priced on the basis of the variable cost incurred in producing the particular goods. And at the second stage of pricing, the fixed costs that are incurred because of certain special facilities given for that particular production are also included. The sum of these two charges constitute the transfer price for the product. So that will be, if first you find out the variable cost, then you find out the fixed cost, you add together and you transfer to the another division. This is typically one example of two-step pricing. Let us take this business unit manufacturer transfer product A, which is transferred to the business unit Y, 5,000 units. Variable cost is rupees 5. Monthly fixed cost assigned to the product is 20,000. Investment in working capital is what is rupees 12 lakhs. So per month it is 1 lakh. Return on investment per year is 10%. Transfer price of a product should be variable cost. So this 20,000 divided by 5,000 units, so 4 rupees. Plus 12 lakhs divided by 12 into 10%, so approximately 1 lakh divided by 1 lakh divided by 5, so 7 rupees and 6 rupees total. And this 5 rupees is the variable cost. So it comes to the 11 rupees. So this will become the, and they also add the profit into it. So 11 plus, say, example, they add 2 rupees profit, so it will transfer to another division. Second method is profit sharing. It is very simple, friends, that here the product is transferred to the marketing unit at a standard cost. So standard variable cost, which is defined in the earlier. After the product is finally sold, the business units share the profit. So when the material is sold, they divide the profit between the units. As the profit is divided between units arbitrarily, it does not reflect accurately the profitability of the each segment. So there is some issue here, but people are doing it. Third is two sets of pricing. As informed to you, friends, that this is rarely used by the people because it is very difficult. Under this method, revenue is credited to the manufacturing unit at a market sales price. So from manufacturing unit to another unit, it will transfer at a market sales price. The buying unit is charged for the total standard cost. The difference between the outside sales price, which is charged by the manufacturing unit, and the standard cost is charged to the parent company's account. And these charges are later eliminated while drawing the consolidated financial statement. So here it is very difficult to control the standard cost. Then manufacturing unit directly sells to the outsiders. Then what is the profit earned by the manufacturing unit? And then we will find out what is the differences. And again, it will be set off at the end of the when we do a consolidation. So it's very difficult. So people are not following the particular method. The disadvantages of this method are it is very difficult to maintain an additional book each time a transfer of goods is take place. It motivates the manager to concentrate only on the internal transfers at the expense of the outsider sales. So they may follow this practice when they see that his particular MBO is based on his or KRA is based on his profitability. Then he will always say that because it doesn't help me if the organization grows, but it only helps me when my division grows. So वो क्या करता है फ्रेंड कि वो अपने डिवीजन के बारे में सोचता है and he will not talk about the organizations. Now, how to administer this transfer pricing? We have seen the transfer pricing methods, transfer pricing applicability. Now, how to administer this? Here there are three things, or rather four things takes into picture. One is the negotiation. Second is arbitration. Third is conflict resolution, and fourth is product classification. So business unit of a companies negotiate among themselves before taking such decision pertaining to the transfer. And headquarter does not involve itself in formulating the transfer price. So not for every product. There are two reasons for this. One, the line manager of the business unit may feel powerless if they are denied any and say in the transfer pricing, and it may affect their motivation, and they may also say my division is not going because this transfer pricing is not fixed up by me or his particular unit. Third is there may be a time when business unit are not be able to reach on an agreement of the transfer price easily. In such situation, business unit should follow a set of procedures of arbitration disputes relating to transfer price. The responsibility for arbitration rests with the parent company. Alternatively, a committee can be formed to resolve these particular issues. Product classification, normally what the companies are doing is they do the classification of the product for which they would like to transfer from one unit to another unit. They divide into 1 and 2, class 1, class 2. Class 1, it's major product. Class 2 is the minor product. Minor product means where the transfer pricing value is less per unit. So company can divide into product portfolio into 2 classes before taking the transfer price decision. Class 1 product may be include all those products whose transfer price the senior management at the headquarters would like to control, and class 2 they can rely on to the business managers. These products are small in volume and are transferred at the market price. So friends, with this we complete our transfer pricing applicability in the management control system. To summarize, friends, I would like to add one thing from my side here is that if a transfer pricing is not done carefully, in our example from ink section to refill section, refill to ball pen section, then the overall price to the market will have an impact. So if refill section missed out the fixed cost and ink section missed out some technological cost which is required for R&D of particular formulation of the ink of different nature, then the final product, when the ball pen section gets the product, although the ball pen section may make the profit, but the refill section at the year end or the ink section at the year end will not make the profit. Okay, friends. So we will come up with the next topic in the next class. And I always say that keep learning, friends. Grow yourself. Sky is the beginning. There is no limit. We also come up with, as I said, uploaded in my last video, saying that we are also coming with the soft skills presentations in 1 or 2 days. So be in touch, friend. Stay tuned for our new videos. This is the 7th lecture. We will come up with a new lecture for FPCS in management. And thank you very much, friends. Next class, we'll have an investment center, ROI and EVA. Investment center, so we have taken the responsibility center, then profit center, and now we will have the investment center, that how much to invest, what is ROI and what is EVA, which is better, ROI is better or EVA is better, and how we normally see that the particularly EVA is better to to judge the business, or the ROI is better to judge the business. Thank you very much, friends. Stay tuned.